be a crappy day. That's actually a gorgeous day. Yeah, very nice.
Now,
we haven't touched base for a while because it's going through the final sort of steps of negotiation. But I think what people should know is that it's quite a difficult one for the fishermen, because BJ have turned around and basically charged as much as they could, pretty much, for you guys to be part of the marina. So we're talking about, for a year, 16,600 for the 3
more now. It's 9,007.
It was 7,200 for you, wasn't it? So now it's gone up, is it?
Nearly 17,000.
Right.
For the 3 boats.
Whereas I think we looked into it, or you looked into it, you'd be more kind of familiar with this. I think the nearest example of most expensive at that is Howth for 1,600, is it?
Yeah,
or?
that's for fishing boats. I mean,
right.
See, the problem is this, right? They're charging us what a yacht would need. We're fishing boats. We don't need electricity, water.
Right.
Well, we need water, but we don't need electricity. We don't need the toilets. We have all that on board ourselves.
Right.
I mean, being a fishing vessel, you just need a wall to tie up against somewhere safe to berth your boat.
Right.
So that's all we need. But what they're doing is forcing us into a situation where we have to go to where the yachts and the pleasure boats and people hang out for pleasure, not for work.
So they're putting you in the penthouse suite.
Exactly.
You don't need the penthouse suite. You're fine with it, with a ground floor apartment with just a simple bed and all that. Now this does mean that you kind of sort of have to get help on that. And so hopefully the next step is that SISC and the council are going to get together and talk about, which they've done before in other councils, basically subsidise the fishermen.
Yeah. So I suppose rolling back a bit. So where we are at this point in time, we've set off the social media ourselves to give everyone a fair time to get themselves together and to give them time just to come up with the plan. So to be fair, we have the council have said, probably for the first time since the development has started.
Right.
And obviously before that, they told us what they told us. But now they've said that we should be let into the harbour, and we need to be provided for. So they are going to let us land in the harbour on the north wall.
Okay.
They're going to get us access to the harbour. I should say that's between SISC and the council, but between the two of them, they've said yes, we are to be looked after. Okay. So they're gonna get us fishing huts to put a fridge in, so we can keep our bait in, so we can bring our catch from the wall. So we're not leaving the catch on the wall. We can bring it around, put it into the fridge, get our bait collected from there, get our catch collected from there, and get our bait put back in the fridge. So in the mornings, then we can get our bait from the fridge, so it's not sitting on harbour wall. So we've come up with all these plans, to cover, to keep everyone happy.
Sure.
The one problem is they don't want us tying up against the north wall. So where we land, I mean, ideally we should leave the boats there.
Of course.
And the problem started between SISCs have a lease with BJ Marine for that area. Yeah. And BJ Marine say it's under their control and it's blocking their
access or whatever to yachts.
Whatever they want to put it, if we do tie up there. And this is where the whole argument has started.
Okay.
Because there's nowhere suitable in the outer part of the harbour for us to tie up, the only place that we can tie up is against the north wall or on the marina.
Right.
So what they're saying is we can't leave the boats against the north wall. So the only thing we can do is go onto the marina. Okay. But we didn't want to end up in a situation where we have to be subsidised. You know what I mean? I don't think it's fair that there's 7 at the moment. The 3 of us pay €1,800 for the marina for the 3 vessels. Okay. So it's 17,000 in Greystones per year. Okay. For something that we don't need, so we're being forced in. And the problem is that, I mean, we were no different than all the other clubs that have all their lovely facilities here at the minute. Yeah. We were the same. That South Pier was to be for the fishermen. Right. And well, that's the thing now. The history is definitely marked by a few bad kind of turns where and it's hard or almost impossible to figure exactly, for example, at the 11th hour when the plans were changed by somebody. And that'll always stick in the craw. No one's willing to put up that. No, I don't know from your point of view whether, because it is a two-sided argument at the moment, you've got BJ on one side and you've got yourself on the other, and there's people in between like SISC and all that trying to resolve this. I mean, I don't know whether you ever kind of recognise, oh well, we shouldn't have taken that turn, or I don't know if that's something that for sure. Right. We've been arguing with them about that for years. we've narrowed it down to we'd have a fair idea what happened, and a lot of it was to do with probably the fact that there was only 1 or 2 fishermen left in the harbour when the development started, and I think, to be fair, it was a case that it was like, well, it'd be easier just to push these lads out and throw
it was really just yourself actively, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was. Now, to be fair, Tim,
and a lot of things were sort of shut down, like people were renting out their huts and all that. They weren't really using it.
There was myself, but Tim, who has a boat now, and Erica was a boat now, like 2 of them would have worked for me back then, you know what I mean? So we're sort of 3 lads who were always here. But
I suppose the question was that do you have any regrets about decisions made along the way? I don't know if there's anything you felt
rolling back to the negotiations. So we negotiated like all the clubs did here for what we were to get.
And this is right back at the start, 11, 12 years ago.
It was 5 years before they turned the stone on the beach,
okay?
So we negotiated everything. We had the Greystones harbour users group, and like we were as active in that as everyone else was, and we were, Jesus, I have minutes of meetings going back, on paper that I could show you. Yeah. But anyhow, so from the time the development started, we were led to believe that this south pier was to be the fisherman's area. The cutout that you see over there now,
it was all designed, and
that cutout was put in for 2 fishing vessels, because there was a flat wall there, and we said, listen, is there any chance you can step it in a bit just for a bit more shelter?
Yeah, because we touched on this, there's no doubt that was the plan, and that was the plan. Should have been the case.
From the first day that the development started, so when they started putting up the hoarding here, about a month into it, it was 2008, if I remember rightly. It was January 2008. We were fishing away here, and we noticed the lads with the yellow jackets starting to put up the hoarding, and we said, to come down and talk to us and figure out what way we're going to do it. So we went fishing one day. We landed our catch. We went down to collect bait to Wicklow. We came back, and they had the top of the slipway blocked off with hoarding, and the foreman at the site at the time turned around and said, if you get down to where your boat is now, you're breaking the law, because it's now a building site. And that's the way we were treated from that day, and we've been treated that way ever since, to this day.
Is there, I don't know if there is a strong sense that this is just a matter of paperwork now, or is there still a worry that this might not work out?
The problem is that, as I said to you, we've talked about, everyone else got really well. There was clubs that didn't exist before the development started here that are now having nice facilities and such. Fishermen were probably the only people who were relying on this harbour, to make their living. And we've been treated the way we were treated, But now we're being forced into a situation that we're not being given any options. We've been told that, well, if you want to come to the harbour, you have to pay 18,000 for the 3 boats. Now, all the other clubs, as you can see, none of them were forced into that situation. We feel, they're saying that we have to be let in and whatever, but they're putting us into the situation that they're not giving us. And at the end of the day, it's a yearly contract with BJ Marine. It's nothing in stone like what we were.
Well, they're there for a 30-year contract, so they're there for another while, another 20-ish, whatever it is. Now, I don't know if because many people in the town would naturally feel a strong affinity to the fishermen, and the sense that this is part of our history and our heritage. I don't know whether you yourself would give them reason to be optimistic, or whether do you feel like it is just the darkness before the dawn, just trying to get these final.
It'll have to be, because as I said, we're all from this area. Everyone knows the traffic on N11. Every evening we've been stuck in that coming home at 6 or 7 in the evening from Dunleary. We have to do that every single day because we're not allowed into this harbour.
And the shift from Dunleary, I think they went from being pretty much a ramshackle to, I think they've upped their game or upped their rates. Is there a shift there as well?
Dunleary?
I don't know if that's.
I think they were always charged a bit more than Greystones did. But I mean, the facilities you have in Dunleary is fantastic. The harbour is it's probably one of the best harbours in Europe.
So timetable wise, would you expect another meeting in 2 weeks? Do you expect it to be?
So we've to have a meeting with all the councillors and everyone again in 2 weeks' time. But sometime in between that, we have to meet with Sisks and BJ Marine. See, can we hammer out this? BJ Marine's opinion is that's the price and that's what it has to be. I can understand that they're running a business. They, why should they negotiate? Give us half price for fishermen? They, were let in with their lease long after the fishermen were here. So
and it is a fancy hotel. It's not a hostel.
Exactly. So look, they have a business to run. I can see their point of view, but we've been forced into that situation. That's the problem.
Well, I suppose just to wrap up, the fact that the council and Siska and basically have said they want to help here, they want this to be resolved, would suggest that there is, it's light at the end of the tunnel, that there will be some resolve to this. So hopefully, in a matter of weeks, if not months, you could be actually back actively.
We'll get it sorted for sure.
Right.
How we get it sorted, I don't know.
Now, will you be able to do anything about the smell of the fish? Can you just only catch fish that don't smell? Would that be right?
That was the reason why we said we put it in the fridge.
Oh, there you go. That's all right then. But if you could just get perfume fish, there must be some just a certain type of fish that have anything with a lovely smell would be great. Lovely.